Dan, tell us your thoughts about Cyberpunk since we spoke on your
seems we
behalf.
were just talking about it. So I was just saying to the guys that I hadn't gotten up to where they were talking about Cyberpunk in the last recording. So the Cyberpunk, yes, it's enormous disappointment. Yeah, not a complete game. Shouldn't have been released. They should have pushed it again.
But whose fault is it?
I
It's
think
the fans' fault.
Yeah, I think they thought they could probably patch it day one and then just didn't.
A massive worldwide pandemic which forces everyone out of the studio just really fucks you.
And it sounded like there was a lot of different things that happened during the production of it as well. They changed. Some people came out that left CD Projekt Red and said about halfway through production it was a third-person game. And then they decided to change it to first person. I mean, they did announce it in like 2012 or something, so they did have plenty of time to be
I was going to say, do you think the pandemic really... I mean, I know they hid behind it, but do you really think it impacted it considering they delayed it like so many fucking times?
Yeah, it was definitely undercooked. I think they definitely overstretched themselves for the world building.
Here's what I don't get about that statement, because I'm not in any way disagreeing with your statement, but... This is a company who have been made famous entirely around their Witcher series because it is such a fleshed out world, such an intricate world with shit tons of interesting side quests. There's always something new to do. How can any company that makes games that are famous exclusively for that reason fuck it up so badly? It's not like they didn't know what they were in for.
Yeah, I think that the Witcher was different because it was populated in villages and cities. I think it was very centralized. This is a enormous city, and the biggest.
There was so much time in The Witcher where you're just riding through the countryside,
and there's no one.
You might bump into a monster. Yeah,
or a traveling
little merchant.
The merchant, yeah. So I think just.
But at the same time, the world map surely isn't the same size. The space,
the Cyberpunk, I don't know. There was some comparison that was made. I think it did say it was smaller than The Witcher 3, but
so whilst
the size of No Man's Land of The Witcher 3.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So if we go talk about like if you shrink down the amount of space that you're populating the world with, then the density doesn't change. So
okay, I don't think I'm explaining it well. The city's fucking amazing. Like the actual city itself, the buildings, the streets, the whole design of the city, the wasteland outside of it, beautiful. Like you cannot fault them on that. It's freaking amazing. It's the AI.
Yeah,
the AI is bad. The scripting is bad. So there's videos that I've seen up on YouTube where they'll stop outside a building. It'll be the morning. Then we'll do the time skip to nighttime, and the same NPCs are still in the same spots.
But that's what I mean. I don't see how they fucked that up, given that they did such a good job with Witcher. Because it doesn't matter if you've got 10,000 NPCs across 1,000,000 miles on a Middle Earth, I wanted to say, in a fantasy world, or you've got the same 10,000 PCs, pushed together into a big mega city that's only 1,000 square miles.
Are you then factoring in the fact that the city would rise higher than the Witcher cities would? City major would like.
But all you're doing is pushing the concentration of NPCs into a smaller surface area that might be taller.
Pushing them up and down, and isn't that going to affect? I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I don't know if that actually affects things.
I think it was more the scripting of it. Like there was no make certain NPCs leave at a certain time of day.
Right.
I've been doing that since like Grand Theft Auto 1.
Yeah.
Well, the first third person one, which I think was 3.
Ocarina of Time. When the marketplace would change. The NPCs would disappear during the day.
Or go and hire some of the developers from fucking Watch Dogs where they've built massive cities with scripting.
I think they did intend to do it.
Right.
I guarantee they intended to do it. They would not have wanted to release it that way. It's just they
had 8 years. They ran out of time.
They ran out of time.
Okay.
Some of the
Let's hope Witcher 4's fucking not a flop.
I really like the main story. I think it's really good. I'm playing the male V, who's the main character. I think the voice acting is really good. I think Keanu Reeves' character, Johnny Silverhand, is really good, and the interaction between those two guys is great.
In your head.
Sorry?
In your head.
In your head, yeah. And then I think all of the other scripted people are really good, and all the storyline scripted stuff is really good. The rest of the shit's just boring.
Yeah, right.
It's just
so play
that's
the main quest and ignore everything else, and you've got a good short narrative.
the driving's terrible.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And a couple of the side missions, you do a side mission for a AI taxi where you've got to go and chase down all his rogue AI counterparts.
Yep.
That's interesting. Couple of the side missions are interesting, but then just the little gap fillers, the little random crimes. They're not random crimes. They don't go away until you act on it.
Right.
You could pass the same thing
20 times, and it's still happening.
If you played it in-game for a year, that crime would still be going on that entire in-game
That
time.
mugging, yeah.
Until you interact with it.
Until you interact with it. And it's there. Like, you can stand back and watch those guys there, and it does not change. And it's all those little things that we've been past this.
Yeah.
We're past this in games.
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah, 100% we are. Like, it was such a... And I'm an absolute apologist for CD Projekt Red. I think they did the right thing. I think they did the wrong thing with the PS4 and Xbox version releasing it.
Oh, yeah.
I think they did the right thing when they were called on it and pulled it and offered refunds and everything like that. And the other thing, the other thing.
Did any of the cutscenes like bug out for you? The main story cutscenes?
No. I didn't experience any of that.
Because one of the funniest articles I read where someone was smashing it was that the final reveal in one of the final cutscenes, he looks into a mirror and some shit happens, and his main character was inside out.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, well, like this is supposed to be the emotional
climax
of the game, and I'm looking at my intestines and my eyeballs and shit. Obviously not his intestines.
I haven't finished it, so I can't make a call on that specific one. The one thing that
totally fucked it for him, apparently.
The one thing that did get me offside as soon as I got the game, I bought the PC version. Mm-hmm. I bought a physical copy PC version.
Yeah, I remember this.
No fucking physical copy. It's a fucking digital download code. Are you kidding me?
You paid what, $100, call it, or $90 for a cardboard box and a piece of paper?
Yeah, fucking 3 Night City postcards, some gang or band stickers. I don't even know what it was because I'm fucking furious about it, and a map of Night City, and a fucking credit card download code card that I had to log into.
That's because most people's PCs don't have CD or DVD players anymore. So what are you going to plug in? Like, I would understand if they gave it to you on a USB stick, that would make more sense.
That would be cool.
Which is what you go out and buy an official copy of like Microsoft Windows for those 5 people that bought official copies, and that's what you get, a USB stick.
You can buy an official copy
of
Microsoft?
Apparently.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what? I wouldn't even care if it was a download code on a USB stick. If you plug the fucking stick in and it loaded up the Epic Game Store or whatever the fuck I'm playing it on, and it went to it and downloaded the game, I wouldn't care because I had something physical there to make it feel like you're interacting with it.
You plug in, like you put any PS4, 5 disc in these days, and as soon as you put it in, you got to download a fucking update anyway.
And
That's
the
exactly
update's
it.
like 100 gig.
It wouldn't have bothered me, but the fact that it was a fucking code card, like I'll lose that code. Undoubtedly I'll lose it.
Yeah.
I'll forget what fucking platform it was on. So I'll have to download.
You know you're getting old when you expect physical media in a box.
But I wouldn't have bought a fucking physical copy if I didn't want the fucking physical copy, all right?